Folks, I got this Eagle padlock gutted. It took forever. Broke a spring. It got jammed up in there. So I got a replacement spring. This thing slides over this and it blocks that first hole. So this has got a housing like a schlag. So I was trying to get the core out after I picked it, but then once it shifted a little bit, smacking it, trying to get it out, it dropped a pin and tore a spring, so it got stuck. So I ended up having to shim it and then smack the pin back, pull the top off, knock the side off, get the pins out, and then the one that was stuck in there, I punched it down and it freed the plug. Then I just pushed the plug through and dumped the last pin that was stuck in there and torn spring. So if you're going to do it, you can leave this top on. I didn't want to take it off because I don't have a replacement, but it slid off. So if you're going to do it, just shift the plate over, knock the plate over. It shifts right over too and snaps into place. So that's the easiest way to do it. You do have to unscrew the screw about halfway and give it a little whack to break it loose. But don't hit it too hard. You won't want to break the screw or strip it. But then pull the screw out all the way. Smack this plate on the side, shift it over, and then push the plug out normally. That's the easiest way to do it. Now this listen backwards here. This goes in here, and this lock doesn't have ball bearings, but it has this, that when the actuator, when it turns into it. And I tried to shim it. You can't shim it because it's not spring loaded. It's got nowhere to go. So basically the square part fits in here, and when the lock turns, it locks it in. It locks it in place when it turns. So it's not spring loaded. You can't shim it because it's got nowhere to move to. So pretty simple design. So if you're nuts enough to take one of these apart, make sure you slide this over and pull the plug out. I was scared I was going to break this thing, but it does shift off to the side. You don't have to bend these up or nothing. And be careful not to move the plug when you're smacking it, because you'll drop a pin and tear a spring like I did. Anyway, I had other pins laying around from other locks, and I think these are the pins that were in there pretty much. I'm not 100% sure about that weak serrated one, but I think it was in there. They have different sizes of drivers to make even stacks. That was pretty impressive. So I'm going to throw some, those are all basically standard pins. I'm going to throw some new American pins in there, because it wasn't that tough of a pick. Even though this is a radical key bitting, it was kind of fun, but it was fast. Because the worst part about it was this tiny little keyway. Look at that. You can't even fit the smallest tension wrench in the bottom or even in the middle, because it won't fit, and if you stick it in the middle, you ain't got no room for your pick. But once you get a top of the tension, I used a 25 thousandths. The first time I picked it, and the second time I used the small pry bar. I used the thin diamond because those pins are high and low, and there's no way with a regular hook you can get to the back. With the diamond, it just slides under the pins, and it's so tight, when you do open it, those long pins that are in the front, too long ones, your pick's going to get stuck. So you have to relock it to get your pick out, because the pins bind up when the core's turned. So anyway, it's just some tips there. Once you got the right size tools, It opens pretty simple. There's no security pins in it yet. But I hope somebody learned something off of this. I learned the hard way. Hopefully I can get this out. I'm going to repin it up, make it a fun lock, and send it out. Any questions, anybody? Leave some comments, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.